Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is an exclusive property development collaborative for the Upland Metaverse. If you're a bigger picture and loyal team player who has a great sense of humour and is looking to get more engaged in a diverse and experienced team, you can help us and we can help you. Contact Morecheese or Ben68 for more information. Warning, all opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved.
The UDU, Upland Development United, installed their neighborhood nodes throughout the entirety of Upland. Their reach was unmatched.
Do this. Hit record. Recording. Aloha all to all of you from the UDU. Whoop whoop. Tuesday, February 8th, team meeting 42. Here we go. Over to you, Dub.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, got boundless energy there, buddy. Love it. Love the enthusiasm. Right, so post LA, the markets are still looking a bit bleak in Upland. Everything's red again. So San Francisco has come down a few from 36.6 to 32. Santa Clara has come down from 25k to just a touch under 20. Manhattan has come, in fact, Manhattan's actually gone up. My bad on that one. Manhattan's up from 169.7 to 175k, which is pretty cool to see that already getting a bit of a climb. But all the others are red, promise. Brooklyn's back down from 12.9 to 12.5. Chicago's down a little bit from 8,200 to just a shade under 8,000. And LA has also come down a little bit already to just a scrape under 8,000 at 7,999. Again, in stark contrast, the crypto markets are up. And this is actually the first week for, I don't know, about 6 or 7 now, where crypto has been up 2 weeks in a row. So maybe the bears are finally going back into hibernation. We shall see. But Bitcoin's come up from 38.5 to 43k. Ethereum's come up to 3 grand from 2007. Wax has come up a little bit from 32 cents to 35. And Engine has also come up a scrape from $1.08 to $1.09.
Yes, looking good over on that side. I think the bears are just catching their breath. I want to see more blood. More blood, please.
Yeah, definitely. It's not concise analytics yet, but it is like hopefully a sign of change, possibly. We shall see.
Yeah, and I think I don't think we've seen anything yet as far as the Upland markets dumping. I reckon as soon as the collections are revealed and there's going to be a whole swathe of unminted collection properties just sitting there for the taking, people are going to go even harder in the dumpage.
Yes, there's a lot unminted still, isn't there? So that's definitely going to be a bit of a crazy day.
Absolutely. We're going to mix things up a bit this week because we're going to take advantage of having some members in who aren't usually in or who can't stay for very long. I wanted to speak about the importance of our members speaking their mind. We've had 2 good examples this week, one from UDU who's in and another one from a pretty much a brand new member who's still under the vetting role. We're just debating how to pronounce this, but we'll say Cawthon. So, yeah, you know, I run my mouth a hell of a lot. There's always a lot going on. It's very important that if you see or hear something that you think is a bit off or that might not have been delivered the right way, yeah, absolutely, have your say. UDU is great at giving me a smack on the back of the head and saying, you know, pull your head in, wake up to yourself, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I got extremely thick skin. Everybody in the team is pretty good at this stage. I think we've weeded out all of the what were we talking about before, Uplander? The baby heads, the baby mentalities sort of thing. Yeah, we're all grown-ups, but that's not to say we're not immune to having hissy fits and that sort of stuff, which, you know, again, I'm a prime example of that. So, I don't know. Udluga, did you want to speak to that?
I mean, that was just me kind of bored and putting a few thoughts together, really. As you know, it's one of those, isn't it? We have different views of things and just trying to push things in the right direction.
Yep, absolutely. And like I said, it's very important. Like the amount of crap that we've been through as a team, the only way we're going to survive and keep going forward is if that kind of openness can continue. So thank you very much for that. Uplander, did you want to speak to that as well? I'd love your input on that.
Yeah, and I want to say Bacchio's giving me very James Dean vibes right now. I always dig his quaff. It's always good. You haven't seen the Bach. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're welcome. My 2 cents worth on this is that everybody knows how much I talk. I take up all the oxygen in the room. And what is rarely encouraged is for people to be able to have this open communication. If you haven't been around for what the UDU has gone through, I mean, we've seen it all. And for all of you who are active in the channels and are active and doing what you guys do, it is definitely something that you should feel comfortable in this area, in this space. Everyone that's here has gone through quite a bit of a journey to get here, and it's greatly appreciated. Everybody's words have meaning, you know, they have importance to them, and I don't want anybody to feel like they can't speak up and talk. So, and again, yes, I have said it before, and I count on it sometimes in the cafe when there's things that I'm not comfortable in with my squeaky clean Upland demeanor. Then Ben comes in behind me and says, "All right, mate, this is the what's up and right not," and boom, you know, he goes in there and knocks about a bit, and then there you have it. So it's good. Nobody has to worry about rubbing somebody the wrong way. And if you do, we all come together and work as a group, as a community. That's the most important part about it, Ben.
Yeah, for sure. Things will happen. You know, it's inevitable. You've got a group of people all around the world. Everyone's got different stuff going on, pressures in real life and whatnot. As I think we've said this from day one, the important thing is to, you know, at the foundation is you maintain a cool head and you work together with whoever's involved to work it out respectfully. So, yeah, just wanted to say thank you for that. And, yeah, good stuff. Keep it up. Did anybody else want to chime in? No? Uplando and I are famous at gas bagging.
Actually, I would just say that anybody here, feel free to check me. I know that sometimes I like to play devil's advocate on shit that I know that rubs people the wrong way, even if I'm not going to really move that way. So I just know that I can get myself in trouble. So feel free to check me at any point. I'm not above that.
Yeah, and nobody is. So that's the important thing. Thanks, Cam. I'm all right. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, you know how many times Ben has to check me?
And vice versa.
We can be passionate.
Yeah. Oh, hey, guys. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but Kaiser just sold property to Bobby Wagner, the football player on Seattle. I just looked at it just now. Like, really cool. I it's a crazy thing that it happened, you know. So I thought that was just pretty interesting just to share.
It is. I saw that too, and it made me follow that football player as well. And I put like on Kaiser's thing. That's cool.
I'm loving it. It's funny from a completely outsider perspective to see all these people start fangirling. It's hilarious.
I was like, oh, football player. Nah.
Yeah.
Because I be watching all the sports all the time. So I was like, oh, nice. So that's
and they got quite a few. I think they have about from what I know, about 4 or 5.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley actually went to a high school close to mine in Whitehall. And I hear he's in it too. So that's pretty interesting as well also.
Nice. Yeah, I heard while I was doing the dishes last night that Uplander threw a little lure out there trying to get a nibble for one of them in the cafe. That'd be cool if you can land one of those. That'd be awesome.
I did. It's true. As we were going through, we were looking at all the players. They have very unique block explorers. It is of them in the football uniform. And then they've got a indicator that says they are official. And to Larry's point, there was a couple players that have sold properties to these players. And I thought that was cool. So I'm totally going to lean on Larry Locke's knowledge of football players because I am absolutely atrocious with that. So I'll I hope to have a conversation. I was like, if anybody's in here, if you're listening, hey, speak up. Got mega fans in here. Yeah.
You'll have to sign Larry up for a co-host role when you leave.
Oh, stop it.
I love
stop
it. Minute, I'm down with that.
Right on. All right. Spark Drains, the new Spark Drain system has kind of kicked off. Cheese has put up a bunch of lists if you want to get involved. The MTU one, which you might have seen, is going to be a little bit tricky because I'm trying to get a few things wrapped up. I've had 2 apartments in progress for, I don't know, months. I just want to get them smashed out of the road because at the moment there's, almost one Spark just sitting there doing nothing. So that reminds me, I actually need to change that when I get off this. So yeah, the MTU, I'm not sure if we're going to run that as a traditional botted train, or we may even go back to the very, very first kind of old school list sort of thing. It'd be a case where it'd be a blending of the old school and the new school, where it'll just be a big long list. And as we have seen, people are asking, where can I put my Spark? Well, you could just go to the list and bung it on the next one in the list. But
which I'm the only one on there. I put up kind of like nominations or just kind of what do you have list in a Google sheet for MTU and BDU, since I'm running the Midtown Terrace and the Bronx. Oh, I spelled the Bronx UDU train wrong.
Oh no.
I got to put DBU, not BDU. Anyway, just put what you have there, how much Spark you have on each place. And, Ben and I will just kind of come over and bung them out. But just make sure if that's what you're doing there, you have, at least 50% of your Spark in there so that it helps us help you sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in there. So go to the nominations in Discord and put it in there.
Yeah, we're kind of in a bit of a flux period, so feel free to put your Spark in the interim wherever you see fit. We'll get it sorted out. Uplander, you had one more thing you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, and I'm probably going to wreck this, but I wanted to intro this in this way. We'll try it. If you guys can hear this, you can hear it. Yeah. And why am I doing that? Why am I doing this? Because that is right. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Upland sold today in Cleveland, Ohio. It was on the a non-traditional auction block type of thing, right? What they were doing with this, instead of having block explorers float around next to the property and having this countdown and having this block explorer race to the fastest click, what they did was have you register for it. This is a landmark property. If you're unaware of this, if you don't like or don't know about rock and roll, I mean, this is it. It's in Cleveland. It's 751 Earside Avenue, 703 UP2. Its basement was 324,000 UPIX. The landmark price sold for 8,280 in USD. It was in the Get UPIX on web. You registered for it. The time counted down. We were all in the cafe watching this as it went down. We were surprised. We did have a cafe member try to go in on this. It was pending for a while. They didn't get it. It didn't go through. So the lucky purchaser will probably, they'll come up for air at some point. We'll see it when it gets minted. I'll ask for a quote. But it was just, this is the one thing that I would have broken the bank for. I was prepared to go in on this. I was 1 day, 12 hours out from it. So there was no way possible. I had many people reach out to me and say, for 2,000 extra US dollars, you can get to the front of the list. Here is my place in the list. And I said, I will still rock and roll all night, but I won't be paying that kind of money to do so. So, I really, really hope the person that ends up who has acquired this has rock and roll in their veins. I know it sounds to some people they don't, but it is. It means everything to me, music. So it's very cool to see players like Mars Utah have CBGBs and the Apollo, and really going to try everything they can do to keep that venue what it is, and to bring that punk rock back to CBGBs and the Apollo for every other of these places. So if you have a music venue and you're big on music venues and you do grab it, I hope that you keep to the roots of what that venue did, because we saw the Grand Ole Opry. They've been talking about this. There was a property that went up for sale there. 30 years of live radio out of that place. Literally all of that music is infused into the wood of that area and that location. So it's big to me. It's music. That's all I had to say. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
No worries. Yeah. I didn't even bother registering because I've been whining about it for ages that I'm not going to get up at 2 a.m. to see if it's worth getting up at 3 a.m. You know, I don't know why they don't put a bigger gap between the end of the registration and the actual event. You know, drives me bananas.
I contacted them and said, you know, cut the Australianers out of this. I don't need any more competition in this.
And just so you sucked in.
That's right. The Ryman Auditorium was home to the Grand Ole Opry, and that was, again, one of those that went, it was 12 million UPICs that had sold. So, again, good on you.
Cool. Alrighty, Bok, I believe you've got a wine of the week for us, and you've got an SMU update as well.
Yeah, the wine of the week. That was also talked about in the Breaking Badly podcast or episode. But it was about the Hyperloop challenge. Me and Cyclonics, we were like asking the devs constantly about the results of the Hyperloop challenge. And it started in September, I believe. And the results were communicated like 1 week ago. And the thing is, and we talked about that previously. First of all, Upland a couple of months also said 30,000 Spark has been staked into the metaverse. Well, that was not accurate. And also during the Hyperloop challenge, they said we received hundreds of brilliant ideas. And now they communicated the results. And there were 77 winners, so almost 80 winners. Why would you then say that you received 100 plus participants? And I really think that because they also removed the channel where people could add their ideas to be a beta tester, I think they didn't even have 100 people that responded or applied an idea, and they want to keep it silent for like, I don't know how long. But that was it was a bit funny, but it also was a bit disappointing in my opinion.
That's old school marketing tactics. They can't come out and say, "Oh, we've had 7 applications." Woo! No, you got to talk it up, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but then again, UDU is always transparent. But you know, you should also expect it from Upland. You know, they could have said something about it, but now it was like, "Hey, here we got results and 77 winners, and good luck." And I think Ice Guy, he won twice. His name appeared twice in the list, so I don't know what they're doing, but that was quite funny to see. And I decided to win because I did not win Spark or UpX, and they had a 20-70 chance. So maybe that was also the trigger for my my wine of the week. A positive thing, Finsky, he got his first year Upland anniversary not that long ago. So that's very nice to see. He got an impressive amount of net worth, so he did very well in that first year. So a big compliment to Finsky. He always had great ideas for UDU, and he's also a great Upland player. So congratulations, Finsky. And Super Mouse United, the node is stepping up. We were constantly bombarding you with our new updates this week. Sorry for that. At the moment, 4 things are actually running. The first thing is a Spark Stake Challenge. We're very happy that people participated into that, and people can still participate into it. If you stake 0.2 Spark for 7 days, you have a shot at 100 USD, or me staking 14 Spark at your property. And it's very cool to see that members did not meet the bare minimum. Some members even stake more than that 0.2 Spark or that 0.2 Spark, which is really nice. We also contacted a very great artist. Her Discord name is Lafia, and we had a first beta concert. And very soon, the 13th, so 1 day before Valentine's Day, she's doing another concert. So make sure you check the Discord channel. She's very good. She performed in Argentina, and she moved to Spain, and she did many concerts there. And we are trying, Slav, me, and CB, and her. We're trying to put up a channel and try to see if we can incorporate music into the metaverse. It's not rock, but it's jazz, and it's still, I think it's still very great. Buy-in possibility, SMU note, it will be there in 1 month. It took some time for us to come with a strategy and with the buy-in, but soon we are very happy to welcome members into our mini node. And I think that was basically it. I think I forgot the fourth one, the NFT. There will be a Super Miles NFT soon. Everyone is working on it. He's doing a great job. So yeah, keep focusing on the SMU node.
I'm glad that you have Everyone working on it, because I actually met him in Instagram and brought him over to the UDU, and he's a really cool artist. So good on that.
Yeah, looking forward to see how that all plays out, and that's going to be it's going to be an interesting kind of test case for how a lot of people are kind of gearing up to get more involved in the metaverse sort of thing. Win of the week. Now, I only heard about it yesterday, and then I caught a bit more on the Uplando show about UpX transfers being brought online. At the time that I heard about it, I was talking to Mass and Nova about some stuff we got going on with our UCC contracts, and I was like, oh, thank goodness I don't have to use burners anymore. However, and maybe Uplander, you might be able to clue me up on this, is there some KYC element to it? And I was like, hang on a minute, if we got to do KYC for UpX transfers, no, I ain't playing that game just yet. What's the deal?
Yeah, I've got it out to community managers right now. It's something to do with the available UpX that you had that didn't have, or you didn't purchase, or you got from sales at this date in time, or some other kind of metric that they're measuring. Some players that I know who have been in this game for years that are trying to send 20 UpX between each other are not able to do that. And it's something that is set on the side of the metric that they have put into place. So we're looking into that, or I am at least looking into that with a team to see what that is and how that applies. Yeah, and then the other thing about it is, one of the things that I've been waiting to do for so long is these visitor raids that we do for visitors that come into the visitors channel that aren't Uplander yet, and we chunk away at it. Sometimes 50 UpX at a time for a visit. LA came in, made it a little bit easier, 125 UpX for every visit. We can get those players to Uplander status so that they can partake in the game. If you could just drop them, even if it was a minimum of 1,000 UpX, 500 UpX, right? If I could do that and gift a player that, I'd even go in for 100 UpX that I could do that with. It would really help towards bringing that player up to Uplander status. But in terms of the trading or the sending transfer of UpX, it does work as a mechanic in the game. And it's just a little, again, like anything, it's in a beta stage and they're tweaking it to make it work right.
All right, we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
Well, from my understanding, just wanted to chime in real quick. My understanding is Mossy and Goldsmith are actually working together. Mossy's working with trying to figure out what's wrong with the code. They believe that there might be an extra if-then statement that is that's being applied that doesn't need to be, or is creating false values.
That's true, and it could be on purpose, but again, that's why I'm going through the proper channels to be able to do that. So yeah, Cam, good point. And the last little thing I will put on that, there is USD now sales for Blocky Spores, digital assets in the shops now. So all of the 10 that are beta business or otherwise meta ventures for Blocky Spores, we now can sell those Blocky Spores for USD. We still don't have a USD transfer. So, it's kind of cart before the horse thing. So still working that out, but it is a nice update, is nice for things to come. Remember that all your meta venturists that are currently in the program are in closed beta, and they're working very hard to get all these bugs sorted out, including the transfers of UpX, so that you as players, when you are able to apply for other meta venture businesses that are down the line, you can have these tools, utilities, and mechanics built in, and it won't be something that you're having to worry about or struggle through. Thank you, Ben.
I kind of think one of the big wins on that I haven't heard a lot of people touch on, but the way I look at it is it's building the foundation, is the ability now to in-game search someone. Yeah, that to me was a game changer. Like the fact that, and only obviously if they follow through with it as a building block, but that means next step to me is, okay, now I can communicate.
That's
right?
a huge one.
Now, now you're telling me I can send them up. First off, I can look up someone. That's huge, right? And then from there, I can send UpX back and forth and trade properties, put offers. Like, you're really starting to bring the full kind of bringing it into being able to communicate in game. And I've always really thought that would be very beneficial.
I'm wondering
Yes.
if everyone is waiting for it. For instance, when you are this really big whale, like, I don't know, an Abdullah or a Busterworth, do they want that, or are they perhaps able to set that option out? I'm curious how Upland is dealing with that, because I can imagine it could be annoying if you receive like 100 messages a day, or for instance, they're messaging Ben68 like, hey, you're such a big whale, are you interested in buying this property? If you receive 100 messages a day, that will be quite annoying. So I'm hoping that Upland has an idea about that or something.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's already been done in other social media platforms, though. Being able to create friends, or hopefully piggybacking off of somebody else's already. They don't need to recreate the wheel.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see how that plays out. And Cheese, I'm sorry, I think I might have fat-fingered muted you. I was trying to mute myself, and I think I double-clicked. I screwed the camera
I was
up.
typing like a mofo, so I was like, maybe I should be I should be muted.
All good. And yeah, you're currently trying to nail down our next guest on the Wine and Cheese show, I believe.
Yes, I do, and she's going to be great.
Cool. Yeah, we did have Little on last week, who was our second repeat guest, and yeah, that was a fun conversation to catch up with her. There might even be a new show on the horizon if you haven't checked it out yet. We talked about two winos and a winer, so keep your ears out and eyes out for that one. It was kind of funny. I forget what I said. I said something, and next minute, Cheese and Lil, they're both hammering me in stereo. I was copping it from both sides. So.
Something about your wife being bald.
Oh yeah, I think it was something about that. Yeah, which
and
she's
how
not.
You
which
would
she's
like
not.
that or something.
That's right. It was some kink thing. Yeah. All right. You'll have to check it out. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, that conversation. And Cheese is hard at work getting the NFTs. Which one are you working on now?
I finished the Valentine one, which is really cool. I got it out on Twitter. I have to finish D-Tex, and then I have to go on to Jonesy, and then Lil. I'm so backed up.
It's all good. Thank you for all your hard work.
Can we not see some of this artwork going down on a certain place at a certain time?
I asked there, but nobody wanted to see it but D-Tech and Dog Romeo. My messages seem to be missing people's eyes in there sometimes.
Not at all. Make sure you definitely put it out there, because it is fun to watch you construct this art and create your artwork, and it is very cool. So definitely.
I forgot who watched me do the hearts. I think it was it.
I
you
watched a little. Yeah, I watched a little. Yeah, it was cool. I was like, what? He does this one at a time?
Yeah. Basically, it's a
geez.
pixel at a time. Like there's some areas I can like corner off and fill in, but for the most part, it's one pixel at a time.
Yeah, no, it's
one
definitely
pearl too, for real.
Mm.
And we watch you do Joe. Was it Joe Lives? Was that who was it? Who was the other?
Oh yeah, Joe Lives. Slav watched me do that one from like almost the beginning, and then Ben came in, I think, for a little bit of it.
It's very, very cool. Sorry to interrupt you there, Larry. Yeah, watching Cheese do her thing is very cool.
Thank you.
The crazy part is when you watch her, she's been working for 10 minutes and she goes, no, I'll change that and then wipe it out. You're like, ah! Yes. Speaking of MVE and NFTs, Cheese did work her butt off yesterday getting out all of the NFTs for the first 50 people that were in the server. And I finished up with a couple that I was holding as well. So they should have all been delivered by now. So check your wallet to see if you got one, if you were one of the first 50 people in the server. The Breaking Bad show's kicked off. We've had a full solid week. That's been a lot of fun to put together. We did have some stuff. I don't know how it evolved, but somehow it's evolved where my episodes are going to include some horrible old metal karaoke. So I might put together an NFT for that as well. So if you can pick up on what the reference is, look it up, Lando.
Ben's greatest hits. Can we have a Ben's greatest hits album or something?
Can we not?
Please.
Yes.
Think about it. Don't answer now.
It's been funny actually. Like my kids they want to see what episode, what I've done, and I'll play it, and they've been saying, well, what song is that from? And then that'll lead them down a little rabbit hole. So I'm like, yes, I want to encourage them, get into some old school metal. So
like 80s, 90s rock. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, check that out. I believe Joe Lives is working on today's episode. He might be running a little bit late. Other than that, yeah, we'll keep kicking on with that. It's been a lot of fun. And that's about it. We'll move on. We've got a few more things to smash through. UCC Stage 2 update for construction in Midtown Terrace is going gangbusters. We're at 64 properties of 68. Mass did ask me to put another couple up, and I was like, hold on, we've got 8 properties on the go already. We need to slow down a little bit because I can't keep up. I've got 1.2 million more to pay off for that Stage 2 contract, and then I need to save up my deposit for the Stage 3 one. So yeah, especially with the dividends being adjusted, that's kind of kicked me in the pants a little bit and has thrown things a little bit out of whack. So all of the numbers that I'd crunched on how I was going to make payments and that all had to be recalculated. So I need another 10 days of dividends to be able to pay off the Stage 2 contract. And as you may have seen, we've already signed up for the big Stage 3 contract. And that's going to be to build another 122 properties in Midtown Terrace, which is going to fill out pretty much everything that I've got that's not been bookmarked for business. So yeah, MTU stats, currently we're at 34.3% constructed. There's about 200 Spark being used at any given point in time, which is right up there if you look in the rankings or whatever. And we've got 273 already completed. So we've already got 273 completed. With what the team's holding, there's probably another maybe 27 or something like that, maybe a little bit more. So that'll get us over the 300 mark. And then with the 100 or so I've got, we'll be pushing probably 400 properties out of nearly 800. So we should be at the about 50% sort of situation. And I'm going to start going through, I've already done it last night. I finished up a build that was a non-UDU member who's been constructing. I'm going to try and get those done as well, as we've spoken about before. I mean, I guess from an outside perspective, it seems a bit weird that I'm using my Spark balance to build for non-UDU members, but some of these accounts we thought were dead accounts and all of a sudden they're building. I want to get those built because then it doesn't matter if the properties change hands or if they just sit there as, ghost towns or whatever. If we can get them built, we can get them built. So I'll be putting a fair bit of resources towards that as well. I don't know. Did anybody have any questions about that contract or anything like that? It was a pretty big one. 13.5 million probably by the time it finishes.
How are you able to get it so quick? Like, I thought they were so booked up.
Well, I guess I have
some pull.
I have some
Ben got the juice.
Ben got the juice.
The juice.
Yeah, Ben got the juice, man. Come on, y'all playing.
Well, the UCC have been very good in, especially Dak. Like whenever he gets to talk about it, he always mentions that, I kind of stuck my neck out and took a risk on them before they were kind of fully established sort of thing. But yeah, they did give me a bit of a heads up. I think Matt said, because I was kind of hesitating about, we were always going to go to a Stage 3 contract, and I was kind of contemplating whether I had a break or whether we just steamrolled straight into it. And he's like, well, it was very good salesman tactics. He's like, well, actually, I've got these other 2 big contracts. So, if you don't get in, you might kind of miss a little slot there. So I was like, nah, mate, we're just going to keep going gangbusters. So yeah, it took me a bit of time to sit down and work out, hang on a minute, what do I actually have? What am I going to build? And I did look with the holdings that I've got, you know how we've got the MTU sign done in the roof houses? Well, there's another block to the left of that where I might try and put in a UDU sign as well. We'll see how we go. But yeah, no, those guys have been really great at working together with that sort of stuff. The only thing I have asked with the stage 3 contract is that we slow down a bit, because with the dividends being adjusted, I can't keep up with the payments. Like because they have so much spark on board, they want to go gangbusters. But you know, I hate owing people money. I'd like to be a month in advance. You know, I'd rather try and stay a month in advance rather than. I don't want to get to the situation where they've finished 122 properties, but I'm only up to paying off for 60 of them. So, yeah, slow and steady. I'm hoping with that stage 3 contract, we should be able to pump out 2 properties a week. I can easily cover that with my dividends, and then it doesn't leave me short to do all the other things I want to do with my UPEX balance as well. So we'll see how we go. But that will take a full year, that contract, probably a bit over. So that's a long one. But yeah, only a couple more things to touch on. LA speculation. Bok, you might want to take this one over. I think you might have a win this time. Any last minute speculation?
I don't know. I mean, I'm the vanilla mode reveal. What is it again? The vanilla failure.
The curse, yeah.
Well, I can't even remember it out of my head. I think it was Windsor Place or Windsor.
Oh, that last one. Yeah, that you posted.
And the last one was the Crenshaw Street, right? Crenshaw
That's the one
Boulevard.
I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that one will be a collection. And I think there are still 2 or 3 or a bit more left in Koreatown. So then you have perhaps a double chance. But then again, don't listen to Bakio because every vanilla collection reveal, I'm like shouting at my computer, like, why?
Is this going to be the hair that broke the camel's back? I mean, if you don't pull it off this time, is that it? Are you done with vanilla?
I already was done with vanilla. I was constantly hoping for a non-vanilla, but I don't think they're going to do that anymore with the money opportunities for Upland, but also with the increased user base. Because even with this release, they still had issues. So can you imagine what would happen if the collections are known and all those players are looking at that one place? Nah, that's not going to work. Then the city release will take 1 year and they will have 100 stress tests of the other neighborhoods. No, that's not going to work. But I have 2 Walk of Fames, so I hope that I finally scored one good property. But then I saw the Upland Hunters, and they really looked at that Hollywood thing. I think, why would you disclose that already? I don't know.
Cam, you were going to say something?
Vanilla's a beautiful thing. I don't worry about what I hit. I just worry about what the community wants. And if you buy in all of that, you flip it spec week, you didn't lose because you made your 2 to 5x, whatever you can get in between. When the city comes up, I buy all the losers that people then go and fire sell in the best areas afterward. I don't buy a lot of tickets. I clip coupons.
Yeah. The key is just don't look back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Well, because if I buy anything I buy, if I could 2 to 5 exit, yeah, I could have made more for sure. But then I also would have been held in the bag on this one, guessing. So I just take that 2 to 5x and do it city after city, and I find compounding returns become exponential anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got it out of my system with all the hype around the Manhattan vanilla stuff. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. So yeah, I can say that I have definitely managed to avoid that. I nearly FOMO'd into a few things, but then I didn't get back on the train to LA. So yeah, deep breaths, walk away. So we'll see. Best of luck to Bok and everybody else. Hopefully you land something. Anything, please. All right. What do we got? 2 more.
Toluca Lake is going to hit 50K with or without collections.
Yeah. Well, that's a node, so that's a given almost. We'll see how we go. Only 2 more things to touch on.
Poet's Corner. I was just chiming in. Poet's Corner is going to hit big, Bok.
Bro, I got like 15 in Poets Corner. I love Poets Corner.
Nothing like some last minute FOMO. Go recycle those cans, quick.
I've
Buy
been
some
buying
more
all that
Upex.
Berkeley, all that Berkeley, all that Alameda that people sold out of to go into LA. Bought it all.
Well, you've been running that play for ages. I always see you talking about, gobbling up the crumbs, and then you wait a little bit and flip it again. So no, that's definitely a good play.
Like I said, it's just compounding. I will say though, I've had to find things to keep me into every city, or else the game doesn't become fun when you just look at it like numbers. It becomes like, oh, I didn't have anything left in LA I liked anymore. Like that, it really kind of gets not fun. So you got to find things to still allow yourself to have fun.
Absolutely. We did have, maybe I shouldn't name drop, but somebody reached out to me within the UDU team yesterday and said, there's this group of people that have a full neighborhood that they own 100% of it. They're looking to sell. Are you interested? And pretty much I've said, we've been approached with these deals before, but these people gobble up these properties and think they're going to flip a full neighborhood at 2, 3, 5x. I'm like, that's not how you establish a node, mate. But, just for shits and giggles, I said, oh, well, what are their numbers and where is it? And it was Bakersfield was mentioned. I was just like, yeah, no, thanks. So I don't know.
Yeah, Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my worst mistake when I first came into the game.
Was it Santrope? It was either Santrope or Mondavi, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't remember. I didn't even get to what the neighborhood was.
I only know that because I've been watching those markets forever, and both Santrope and Mondavi have been completely bought out early. There was no real construction going on, but also 0 sales. I never saw anything for sale over there.
Might be. Now, if you're gonna push for a node with no plans to develop it yourself, you're doomed to failure from the start. I think it's very strange. That eventually they'll just end up flipping at the floor price or holding the bags for ages. So, or they got to put their big girl pants on and actually do something.
No, see that what they do is they just leave only a couple properties for sale, and you just play the market.
Yeah. See how we go. And what did you say, Dog? Sorry, you said something there. You went hard into Bakersfield, or?
So that was one of my first mistakes when I came into the game was Bakersfield. But I got out of there real quick because it's like a desert there.
Well, it's in saying that though, it might be a brilliant place to start a business with this whole new system they've got. You'll pay bugger all taxes, so we'll see.
Is the base price? Maybe Dub knows that. That's something that really surprised me. At one moment, the floor price of Bakersfield was higher than the base price in Cleveland. I still don't understand why Cleveland is that much undervalued, but maybe someone can explain it to me, because I don't understand why Cleveland is less popular than Bakersfield.
Is it? That's crazy.
Cleveland has a bad real world name.
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
I know nothing about America, and I know that Cleveland has a bad name. So there you go.
I know nothing about America, and I'm American.
But back in the SMU team, they're going to turn it around and make it the place to be.
Yes. I hope so. The base price I was just checking, in Cleveland, it's $7.7, and in Bakersfield, $9.3. So it's even $2 higher than floor price. I mean, what is going on?
Well, it kind of
going to stay ahead of Chicago. Watch.
Yeah, it kind of speaks to everything that Upland is, though. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's tied to real world properties, but you can make it whatever you want. So,
how many properties are there in Bakersfield versus how many properties are there in Cleveland?
Oh, that'd be a good question.
I treat each city and even each neighborhood as its own cryptocurrency. You got to see what the circulating supply is and how much you got to pump that market cap to get every share or every unit up. So when I look at bigger cities, bigger areas, I look at those as problems because people can take percentages all the way up.
Yeah. And is Bakersfield, is that a tier 3 and Cleveland's a tier 2 in the old system?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I thought Bakersfield was like another Fresno type thing.
Nobody wants to go to Bakersfield. Bakersfield in real life, let's be honest, dude, Bakersfield sucks.
I love how we're all talking shit here.
There's probably somebody in the team.
My kind of meeting.
From Bakersfield.
Somebody in the team sitting in their apartment in Bakersfield crying in the background. We're just breaking their hearts.
Sucking their thumb.
And one person is just telling himself, no, they're just jealous of me. They're talking about Bakersfield, but they're just jealous they don't have 100% ownership of a node. You know, they're laughing at UDU right now.
Watch the floor go down. Market manipulation.
Yeah. We shall see.
Oh, wow, Jess.
What's happened? Oh, there you go. I told you there's got to be somebody. Oh, just kidding. Gaz. Got us. Yeah, two more things. As I've mentioned a few times, my in real life stuff is really kicking me in the ass, especially this last week, and it's only going to get worse this year. So I do know that I have, started or said I'm going to do a few things and then completely forgotten about it and moved on. I'm going to have to put some kind of to-do list together so I can keep track of things. If you're somebody who I've talked about and we've been working on something and it's slipped by the wayside, yeah, please give me a slap up the back of the head and I'll add it to the list so I can start working on doing stuff. Because oftentimes, like I'm still getting up early in the morning before work, but sometimes when you have too many things to do, you don't know what the hell to do, so you do nothing. So I want to try and break that mentality. So if I've got a list there of stuff I need to focus on, I'll be able to start banging it out. So yes, help.
Whiteboards. All over your house, whiteboard.
Well, you got them everywhere, and I'm always reminding you of stuff too.
Forget stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see.
If anybody wants to be an unpaid assistant to Ben and I.
Yeah. Wait. What a carrot.
Dingle, dingle, dingle.
Yes.
Oh, the Edel Scrot, that's his name. He won, or she, or it won the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But I just checked the name of the player in Apex Land, and the net worth of that person is 28 million, and got 500 properties. I don't know that person. Does anyone know that the winner of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
What was the name again?
Adel Scrot.
Adolf Scrotum. What do you say?
Anal Hegel Scrotum. Anal Scrotum. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Edel Scrot Box said.
Around Christmas, we should do the roast of something by UDU because we're rocking it.
God.
Adel Scrot. I don't know.
Oh.
I think Uplander is sitting at his home like, who is that?
Well, I'm sure Uplander will reach out and get in contact with them to have a chat about it. So that's cool.
Yeah.
One very last thing before we can move on. We do have the Midtown Terrace United anniversary and the UDU anniversary. The 1 year anniversary is coming up. MTU's on the 29th of March and UDU's 3rd of April. That's going to be pretty big milestones. So put your thinking caps on. What can we do? What should we do? Got to do something.
My 1 year is March 14th. Me and Bakio could do something together.
1 year anniversary in March. Yeah, there you go.
The March anniversary.
Wait, have you really only been here for a year, Cheese?
Say that again?
You've really only been around for a year?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That makes me feel like, you'd think I was around for more because I'm so spitting knowledge on people and stuff.
Well established, absolutely.
That's a nice way to say it.
Oh, Box, and it's his real birthday.
Oh.
No.
No?
Oh, no. It's his 1 year.
Oh, what'd you say? Real birthday? I'm kind of half looking at chat.
He's saying my birthday.
My birthday was yesterday. Yeah.
Oh.
Almost 30. Almost 30.
Almost 30? That's disgusting.
Same.
Ben and I are over 40. We're like the fogies.
Larry the same?
Yeah,
These are
my
babies.
birthday's March 4th. I'm turning 29 this year.
Hey, yeah.
Ah, gross.
Gross.
In the eyes of
It's just rude.
in the eyes of awesomeness, we are all old turks.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. Yes.
I'm in such a weird spot because I feel like I've been technically in Upland since August of 2020, but I didn't join Discord until Chicago, basically.
Yeah. Well, you got to look back. Yeah, look at our two members, Awesomeness, and who's the other one? Liquid Emoji. You know, both basically school kids, but just crushing it. What would you give to be able to go back in time and be at the stage where they are at now? I mean, holy hell. Yes. So
10 years doesn't feel that long ago.
no. All right. So yeah, put your thinking caps on. We got to come up with something.
Bakio mentioned something about the Awesomeness Challenge. I didn't even know about it.
Oh yes. Give us a
as we
rundown.
were talking about awesomeness, that member is really great. Awesomeness always comes with nice challenges. Previously, he had the meme challenge, and now there is another challenge, the Upland Tour challenge. And when people in UDU, I think it was visit each city and do a treasure hunt in each city, they can get an UpX reward. I think it was 25K. It's a nice challenge. I am broke, so I will hopefully do it like at the end of February, but I'm spending all my money into useless LA areas to be less frustrated when the collection review comes. I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. I just had a brain fart. So I remember when I was a kid, like I remember being at my old man's 40th birthday party, and it used to happen at weddings and stuff like that where they'd get telegrams sent in from, you know, friends they knew from all over the world, like real telegrams, not like the telegram system, like back in the old school days kind of telegrams. What if we did something like we put it out there where anybody who wanted to get involved, that's a UDU member, put together a short, I don't know, 2-3 minute video or something, just to say, you know, their little story or something like that. I don't know, just a brain fart.
Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Gets everybody active and get to know everybody.
Yeah, because I mean, not everyone, like if we do like a Zoom or something like that, it's not going to involve everybody. So I don't know, maybe it can be one part of some of the things we do. Yes, we got to get Finn on. Absolutely, Bach. Yes, he's been on before.
He speaks better English than I do. I don't know what he's so nervous about.
Oh yeah, I barely speak the language myself. All right, we'll leave it on that. We'll wrap up on that. Yeah, put your thinking caps on. What can we do for the 1 year anniversary? Because that'll be here before we know it. So, all right, thanks everybody. As always, we shall catch up with you.